I do not believe in the idea or the concept of New Year's resolutions. So why wait till a certain date or until next year to make a significant change or even a little change in your life, right? People will make, many resolutions on what they will do or what they will not do next year. Come next year, okay, they might start it off strong, maybe for the first week or so, or the first 2 weeks, maybe the first month, maybe the entire month of January, maybe leading on to February. But then, by the time, the middle of the year comes around, they're slacking, they're not going as hard or as often, with whatever the case may have been with their resolutions. And boom, now they're back into who they were last year. So, yes, so I don't understand the idea or the concept of, just waiting to make that change. Why not make that change now, right? If you really wanted to make that change, why not start right now, as early as you can? Because there is nothing like the present moment, right? So maybe you don't have the actual ability to make a certain change. Like maybe it is, okay, I want to move into a bigger house by 2024, right? And you're gonna wait until January 1st to start saving up or to start making certain mindset changes. No, you should make those mindset changes now. You should start saving up now. So therefore, you're gonna be even more prepared into the coming year. Same thing when it comes to your diet, your nutrition, exercise, just other life habits, right? A lot of people say, okay, I'm going to quit smoking and drinking, or I'm going to quit pornography, or I'm going to quit, this and that, or I'm going to start exercising, I'm going to start eating right. And they will consume all the junk and all the, the horrible content and whatnot until January 1st hits. And then they're going to all of a sudden just stop. They're just going to all of a sudden stop and somehow think that they're going to stop for the entire year. And I feel like a New Year's resolution is a coping mechanism, or just the idea of setting a date for you to actually start something is a coping mechanism. Again, like I said before, why not at least be in the mindset of change, right? If you physically cannot change your surroundings around you in order to fit the lifestyle that you desire, at least try and make some mental changes. Maybe there are little things here and there that you are able to switch around and change around to be more desirable for you. So don't wait until a certain date, right? Don't be like, once I turn 20, I'm going to start making more business decisions, or I'm going to start focusing on my studies more. Or, okay, once I get this new car, I'm going to, I don't know, do this, and that, right? Whatever the situation may be. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just, you should already be willing to make those changes now, or to start on something now. If you want to start a business, do the research now. Don't wait until a certain date to start doing that. If you are even watching this video and there's something that you wanted to do, or that you wanted to start, or that you wanted to stop quitting, stop this video now and try and see what it is in your life that you've been waiting to do and you just haven't been doing it because that magical date hasn't arrived yet, right? Don't waste your time or just sitting around and waiting around in order to become a better version of you. You should be willing to take action now at the present moment. You should also really think to yourself, if you are waiting or if you are putting off certain goals or certain, aspirations until it hits, a specific time, do you really desire those goals? Do you really desire to make those changes? Do you really want to be, that better person that you want to be in your life? Because if you wanted to, you would try and go as soon as you can. You would start as soon as possible. That's what people who get what they want out of this world do. They start to gather whatever resources or information or knowledge that they need at the current moment in order to start something, right? Think of all the things. Think of how quick you will buy, I don't know, let's say a bag of chips or a Snickers bar, or a can of soda. Think about how quick you will buy those things when you see those things in the grocery store, right? Think about how quick you will probably get like a pack of Oreos off the shelf, because those are things that you want immediately, right? Those are things that you want as soon as possible. But think about how slow you will be to make certain changes in your diet, to drop certain foods that you know you should not be eating, to drop certain habits that you know you should not be doing, right? So, it's just because of the effort. The effort to make those changes is a lot harder, right? Eating like a Snickers bar is, way more enjoyable in terms of the taste than, let's say, sticking to a diet of oatmeal, vegetables, fruits, clean meats and things like that. Because one requires a lot more discipline. One requires you to have the skill to actually cook and prepare your own food and to know what you should be putting in your body. And the other one is just simple gratification, right? It's just simple, instant gratification. You pick up the bar, you buy it, you take it out of the wrapping. It could have been sitting on the shelf for like, 8 months at that point, and then you eat it, and then instantly you feel good, in your taste buds, in your head. But in terms of the implications, the physical implications of that food, it is of course not going to be positive than the latter option if you were to be preparing your own food and watching what you actually eat. Same thing goes for instance, pornography, right? There's things like No Nut November, where you abstain from porn and masturbation. There are people who will be like, okay, I'm gonna set, once my birthday passes, or once this date, or starting next week, I'm gonna stop watching pornography. But then you end up getting back into it. You end up not being able to last, maybe 7 days, right? And if there's something you can't go without for 7 days, for at least a week, then you have a problem. And if you really can't go without it for a month, then you have maybe not as much of a problem, but you have some type of an issue. So I think the reason why so many people will fail these resolutions is because they're trying to cast away something that they know is a plague onto them, but it's hard for them to get rid of, right? For a lot of people, alcohol is a way for them to wind down and to have fun. Smoking is a way to like relieve some type of stress and get some type of pleasure from it. Pornography is just very easy access to sexual content without having to actually go out into the real world and finding, a man or a woman to settle down with. So a lot of these things give you quick access to just the most pleasurable points in your brain. So it's going to be hard for people to just quit them. But at the same time, at least most people who are setting resolutions know that what they should be, I guess they're setting a resolution for is something that they know they need to get rid of, but they're just not making the effort. And sometimes they will blatantly not make the effort because if you wanted to quit these habits as soon as possible, you would quit them now. Let's say you start setting your resolutions December 20th. I want to stop drinking alcohol, when 2024 comes around. So you should stop drinking alcohol when you set that resolution. You should stop drinking alcohol December 20th, right? No going out to, nightclubs or whatever, or Christmas parties. No going out to, a New Year's late night party where there's going to be alcohol and drugs. No doing that, right? If you're going to set that resolution, be sure about it, right? You have to have trust in your own authority, right? Because if you don't have that ability to listen to your own self, when you know in your soul that what you need for your body is right, then how's anybody else going to listen to your own authority, right? Because you can't even listen to your own advice, or you can't even follow your own rules that you might set, right? There's nothing wrong with you, let's say, as a person who might be a heavy drinker, advising others to not drink. But at the same time, you have to realize others will be looking at your actions, and they'll see kind of, you being hypocritical, especially if you're incredibly critical of alcohol, but you indulge in it in a very, very regular basis. And that applies for any other type of vices, no matter what. Just, apply everything that I said to your situation, and just don't wait, right? Don't wait for a certain moment or for all the stars to align. You have to, get things right now instead of waiting. So I say that's about all I have to say. When it comes to the topic of New Year resolutions, it was pretty simple. I don't believe them because why wait? Why wait until the time is right in order for you to make a positive change in your life? Because that's what all New Year resolutions are. No one is seriously ever like, I wish that next year I can smoke even more cigarettes or that I can drink even more alcohol, right? Maybe there are some people out there that are like that, but they're either very delusional, they have, horrible, horrible problems, or, they're being ironic and they're just kidding. And, people who will say that even jokingly most likely don't really care about their own health or their own changes. Even if, again, it could be a joke, but, if they're serious about it, they would start now. They wouldn't start till next year. If you're serious about making changes in your life, you would start now and not wait until the next week or the next month or when all your ducks are in a row. You would try at least to get into the mindset, which I've already said earlier. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to influence what I might talk about in any of my future videos, leave in the comments. Any questions about training or, exercise or whatever, maybe if you want to ask me, what did I eat for breakfast, you can put that in the comments. And, peace and blessings amongst you guys. I hope you guys are having a great start of the year, and see you guys in the next video.